12 proven ways to show your dog you truly love them. That's what we're diving into today. And here's something that might surprise you. There's a specific way to look at your dog that actually releases love hormones in both of you at the same time. It's backed by science, and most people do it completely wrong. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to speak your dog's emotional language in ways that genuinely transform your relationship. If you enjoy fascinating insights like this and want to see more, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. The secret language of canine love. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked into your dog's eyes and wondered if they really understood how much you love them? I mean, truly understood it. You feed them, you give them a warm bed, you scratch behind their ears, you talk to them in that ridiculous voice we all pretend we don't use. But here's the thing that keeps me up at night. What if all those gestures mean nothing to them? What if we've been speaking a language they simply don't understand? There's a woman named Sarah from Portland who rescued a golden retriever named Cooper. Beautiful dog. Gentle soul. For 6 months, Sarah did everything right. Or so she thought. Premium food, orthopedic bed, toys everywhere, daily walks. But Cooper remained distant, anxious. He'd flinch when she reached for him. He'd sleep in the corner instead of near her. Sarah was heartbroken. She was giving him everything, but Cooper didn't feel loved. The problem wasn't that Sarah didn't love him. The problem was that she was showing love in human language, and Cooper only spoke dog. Here's what most people don't realize. Dogs and humans evolved together for over 30,000 years, but we still don't instinctively understand each other's emotional vocabulary. We hug when we're happy. Dogs find that restricting. We make direct eye contact to show attention. Dogs sometimes see that as confrontational. We use words, they use energy and body language. It's like trying to express poetry in a language you barely know. The intention is beautiful, but something gets lost in translation. So let me show you the first 4 ways to crack this code. Method 1. The oxytocin gaze. Scientists at Asabu University in Japan discovered something extraordinary. When you make slow, soft eye contact with your dog, both of you experience a surge of oxytocin, the same hormone that bonds mothers to their babies. Think about that for a second. Your dog's brain is literally hardwired to feel love through your eyes. But here's the catch. It has to be the right kind of eye contact. A hard stare feels threatening to a dog. It activates their stress response. But a gentle gaze with slightly relaxed eyes and maybe a slow blink, that's pure affection in dog language. Try this tonight. Sit with your dog, stay calm, and just look at them softly for a few seconds. Don't force it. Just be present. Watch what happens. They'll often soften, maybe sigh, definitely relax. That's the oxytocin working. That's connection. Sarah from Portland? Once she learned this, Cooper started sleeping next to her bed within a week. Method 2. Touch with intention. Most people pet their dogs absent-mindedly. Hand on the head while scrolling through their phone. Quick scratch while walking by. But dogs don't just feel your touch, they feel your attention behind it. There are specific spots on a dog's body that release endorphins when massaged correctly. The base of the ears, the chest area, and the sides of their neck. Slow, circular motions, firm but gentle. Notice I didn't mention the top of the head. A lot of dogs actually tolerate head pats rather than enjoy them. It's a dominant gesture in dog culture. Instead, try chest rubs or that sweet spot behind the ears. And here's the magic. Put your phone down. Be fully there. Your dog can tell the difference between distracted touch and intentional connection. I want you to try this and then comment below. Did your dog lean into it? Did they close their eyes? Tell me what happened. I read every comment. Method 3. The 15-minute rule. Time doesn't mean to dogs what it means to us. You can be home all day, but if you're mentally somewhere else, your dog feels alone. Conversely, 15 minutes of completely focused, present attention can outweigh hours of passive coexistence. No phone, no TV, no distractions, just you and your dog, fully engaged. This could be training a new trick, playing tug-of-war with real enthusiasm, or simply sitting together while you give them a massage. The key is quality over quantity. Dogs don't have a concept of busy. They only know, is my person here with me, or are they somewhere else in their mind? Studies on attachment in dogs show that owners who work long hours but dedicate focused time daily have dogs with lower stress hormones than owners who are home all day but emotionally absent. Method 4. The power of your voice. Hungarian researchers discovered that dogs process human language in a remarkably sophisticated way. Their left hemisphere analyzes the words, while their right hemisphere processes your emotional tone. They're literally listening to what you say and how you feel simultaneously. This is why you can say "good boy" in a flat, annoyed voice and your dog knows something's wrong. But here's where it gets beautiful. A higher-pitched, warm tone, what scientists call dog-directed speech, captures your dog's attention more effectively than normal speech. It's not baby talk exactly. It's warmth, enthusiasm, genuine emotion. When you come home, try greeting your dog with authentic excitement in your voice. Use their name with joy. They're not just hearing sounds, they're absorbing your emotional state. But I need to tell you something, and this might be uncomfortable. There's one word you should reconsider saying around your dog, and it's probably a word you use every single day. Actually, it's not just the word. It's what happens when you offer your dog something that to them is worth more than food itself. That's where things get really interesting. The invisible gifts your dog values most. So what could possibly be more valuable to your dog than food? I'll tell you, freedom, choice, autonomy, the ability to make their own decisions within a safe framework. And here's what breaks my heart. Most of us love our dogs so intensely that we accidentally smother them. We control everything. Where they go, what they smell, when they eat, who they meet. We think we're protecting them. But what we're actually doing is sending a message that we don't trust them, and dogs feel that. Let me tell you about Marcus and his German Shepherd, Luna. Marcus adopted Luna when she was 2, already anxious and reactive. His instinct was to manage everything, keep her close on a tight leash, avoid other dogs, control every variable. He thought he was keeping her safe. But Luna's anxiety only got worse. She'd bark at everything, pull constantly, and developed separation anxiety so severe she'd destroy the apartment when he left. Marcus loved Luna desperately, but Luna didn't feel loved. She felt imprisoned. The breakthrough came when a trainer introduced Marcus to something called secure base theory. It's originally from human psychology, the idea that children explore the world confidently when they know they have a safe person to return to. The same applies to dogs. They don't need you to prevent all challenges. They need you to be their anchor while they navigate those challenges themselves. When Marcus started giving Luna more freedom, more choices, something incredible happened. Her anxiety decreased. Not because the world became safer, but because she finally trusted herself, and she trusted that Marcus trusted her. Method 5. Freedom within structure. This doesn't mean letting your dog run wild without boundaries. It means creating a framework where they can make choices safely, teaching a solid recall so they can explore off-leash in appropriate areas. Letting them choose which direction to walk sometimes, allowing them to sniff as long as they want on walks, because to a dog, sniffing is reading the neighborhood newspaper, it's information, it's mental stimulation, it's life. When you constantly pull your dog away from smells, you're basically yanking a book out of someone's hands mid-sentence. Try this experiment. On your next walk, let your dog lead for the first 10 minutes, see where they take you, let them investigate. You'll be amazed at how much calmer they are afterward. Comment below if you try this. I'm genuinely curious what you discover about your dog when you give them this gift. Method 6, the security of routine. Now, this might seem contradictory to freedom, but it's not. Dogs thrive on predictability. Their stress hormone, cortisol, decreases significantly when they can anticipate what's coming next. Think about it from their perspective. They can't check a calendar. They can't tell time. The only way they understand their world is through patterns. Feeding at the same time each day, walks around the same hour, a consistent bedtime routine. These aren't restrictions, they're anchors. They create a sense of safety that allows your dog to relax. One of the most common causes of anxiety in dogs is inconsistency. When they never know when food is coming, when walks happen randomly, when you're sometimes home and sometimes gone with no predictable pattern, they live in a constant state of low-level stress. But here's the nuance. Routine doesn't mean rigid. It means generally predictable with room for flexibility. Your dog doesn't need you home at exactly 5:47 p.m. They just need to know you're coming home in the evening. Create a flexible structure and watch your dog's nervous behaviors diminish. The moment before you leave for work is a perfect example. If you can create a consistent goodbye routine, short and calm, your dog will eventually understand, oh, this means they're leaving, but they always come back. That predictability is a profound gift. Method 7, learning to listen. This is where most people fail. And it's not their fault. We simply weren't taught to read dog body language. But your dog is constantly communicating with you. Whale eyes, those sideways glances where you can see the whites of their eyes. That's discomfort. Lip licking when there's no food around. Stress, yawning during training. Overwhelm. A tucked tail, pinned back ears, a stiff body, turning their head away from you. These aren't defiance. They're your dog saying, I'm not comfortable with this. And here's the crucial part. When your dog says no, you need to respect it. If they don't want to be petted by a stranger, don't force it. If they're showing stress signals during a hug, let them go. Ignoring these signals doesn't teach your dog to tolerate things. It teaches them that their communication doesn't matter. It erodes trust. There's a heartbreaking story I heard about a family dog named Bailey who bit a child. Everyone was shocked. He was always so gentle, but when you watch the videos from before the incident, Bailey had been showing stress signals for months, avoiding the children, leaving rooms when they entered, whale eyes when they climbed on him. Nobody saw these signs, or they saw them and dismissed them. He's fine, he loves kids. Until one day, he wasn't fine. The bite wasn't aggression. It was a last resort after all other communication had been ignored. Learn your dog's language. Actually see them. This is how you show respect, which is a form of love they deeply understand. Method 8. Feed their mind. Physical exercise is important, yes. But mental stimulation is equally crucial and often overlooked. A tired dog isn't just a physically exhausted dog. It's a mentally satisfied dog. Puzzle toys, sniff games, learning new tricks, even something as simple as hiding treats around the house for them to find. These activities engage your dog's brain in ways that prevent boredom and anxiety. Dogs were bred for jobs: herding, hunting, retrieving, guarding. Most pet dogs today don't have jobs. They're unemployed. And unemployment in dogs looks like destructive behavior, excessive barking, and anxiety. Give your dog something to think about. Teach them the names of their toys and ask them to bring specific ones. Create obstacle courses in your backyard. Let them work for their meals with food puzzles. Their ancestors solved problems to survive. Your dog's brain still craves that challenge. There's one form of enrichment that 90% of dog owners completely ignore, and it's hiding in plain sight. When you understand what it is, you'll realize you've been walking past opportunities to provide it every single day. But before we get there, I need to show you something uncomfortable. Because everything we've talked about, all these gifts, all this love, it can all be completely undermined if you're making the mistakes that most well-meaning owners make. Mistakes that look like affection, but feel like something else entirely to your dog. And some of these mistakes, they might be things you do every single day, thinking you're showing love. The mistakes disguised as love. Here's what nobody wants to hear. You might be hurting your dog's feelings while trying to show them affection. And before you close this video or feel defensive, I need you to know something. This isn't about blame. This isn't about being a bad owner. Every single person watching this, including me, has made these mistakes. We make them because we love our dogs so much that we treat them the way we'd want to be treated. But that's the problem. Dogs aren't small humans in fur coats. They're a different species with a completely different emotional language. Let me tell you about Jennifer and her Cocker Spaniel, Milo. Jennifer did everything with love. She'd scoop Milo up into tight hugs multiple times a day, squeeze him close, tell him how much she loved him. To Jennifer, this was pure affection. But Milo would go stiff in her arms. His ears would pin back. He'd lick his lips nervously. Jennifer thought these were just Milo's quirks. She had no idea that every hug was creating a tiny moment of stress for him. Not trauma, not abuse, just discomfort. Death by 1,000 well-intentioned squeezes. One day, Milo snapped at Jennifer's niece who tried to hug him. Everyone was shocked. But Milo had been communicating his discomfort for years. Nobody was listening. The good news? Once Jennifer learned what Milo was actually saying, everything changed. She stopped the tight hugs. She started offering side-by-side affection instead, gentle pets while sitting next to him, letting him come to her for contact. Within weeks, Milo was more relaxed than he'd been in years. Method 9. Stop humanizing affection. Here's the truth about hugs. Most dogs tolerate them. They don't enjoy them. Studies observing dog body language during hugs show stress signals in a significant percentage of cases. Think about it from a dog's perspective. In their world, putting weight on another dog, pinning them, restricting their movement, these are dominance behaviors. When you wrap your arms around your dog and squeeze, their instinct might be telling them they're being restrained. Now, some dogs genuinely enjoy hugs, especially if they've been positively conditioned to them from puppyhood. But many simply endure them because they love you. That's tolerance, not enjoyment. So what's the alternative? Side-by-side contact. Leaning gently against your dog while you're both relaxed. Chest rubs, slow, gentle pets along their side. Let your dog initiate contact sometimes. If they walk away, let them. If they come back and press against you, that's consent. That's them choosing connection, which means infinitely more than forced affection. And please teach children this. Teach them to ask before petting a dog. Teach them to recognize when a dog is saying no. Comment below if you've noticed your dog showing stress signals during hugs. There's no judgment here, and I'll respond to your comments. Method 10. Be their emotional anchor. Dogs are incredible at reading human emotions. They can sense your anxiety, your frustration, your sadness, sometimes before you're even consciously aware of it yourself. This is beautiful. But it also means your emotional instability becomes their instability. When you're inconsistent, sometimes patient, sometimes irritable, your dog never knows which version of you they're going to get. There's a man named David who struggled with depression. His dog, Rex, became increasingly anxious over time, pacing, whining, unable to settle. David thought Rex had a behavioral problem. But when David started therapy and began working on his own emotional regulation, Rex's anxiety decreased dramatically. Rex didn't need medication. He needed his person to be stable. This doesn't mean hiding your emotions. It means working on your own emotional health for your dog's sake. When your dog is scared of thunder and you respond with frantic reassurance, you're confirming there's something to be scared of. But when you remain calm, maybe play a game with them during the storm, you're telling them, I'm not worried, so you don't need to be either. You become their anchor. That's leadership they can trust. Method 11. Abandon delayed corrections. Dogs have a learning window of about 1 to 2 seconds. If your dog chews your shoe in the morning and you come home 8 hours later and scold them while pointing at the destroyed shoe, they have absolutely no idea why you're upset. None. They're not connecting your anger to the shoe. They're just experiencing your anger, seemingly random and terrifying. That guilty look you think you see? That's not guilt. Dogs don't feel guilt the way humans do. That's appeasement behavior. They're responding to your angry tone and body language, trying to make you less threatening. Every time you punish a dog for something that happened in the past, you're not teaching them. You're teaching them that you're unpredictable and scary. The solution: catch them in the act or let it go. If you find the mess hours later, clean it up and move on. Focus on management and training. If your dog chews shoes, keep shoes out of reach and provide appropriate chew toys. Redirect the behavior in the moment. Reward what you want to see more of. Positive reinforcement is scientifically proven to be more effective than punishment, and it doesn't damage your relationship. Method 12. Let them face the world. This last one is perhaps the hardest because it goes against every protective instinct we have. But overprotection isn't love, it's limitation. When you prevent your dog from ever experiencing mild challenges, you're not keeping them safe, you're keeping them fragile. Resilience is built through graduated exposure to the world. A puppy who's never allowed to meet other dogs won't know how to be social as an adult. A dog who's always carried past scary things won't learn that they can handle those things. This doesn't mean throwing your fearful dog into overwhelming situations. It means finding their edge, where they're slightly challenged but not panicked, and supporting them there. Let them investigate that strange object. Encourage them to meet a new person when they're ready. Celebrate their bravery, even if it's just a tiny step. Your job isn't to eliminate all discomfort from their life. Your job is to teach them they can handle discomfort with you by their side. So now you understand the language, the gifts, and the mistakes to avoid. You've learned 12 proven ways to show your dog genuine love in ways they actually understand. But there's one more thing, one element that ties everything together. Something so fundamental that without it, all these techniques become hollow. It's the ingredient that transforms these methods from mechanical actions into genuine connection. And when you truly understand it, your dog will know beyond any doubt that they are deeply loved. But I need to tell you something about this final piece first, because there's a trap here that catches almost everyone. The ingredient that connects everything. So here's the trap. You can do everything right, every single technique, every method, all 12 ways we've talked about, and still miss the most important thing. You can make perfect eye contact, respect their boundaries, give them freedom and routine, avoid all the mistakes, and yet your dog might still feel like something's missing. Because there's a difference between doing loving things and being present while you do them. The secret ingredient is presence, genuine, undistracted, full-hearted presence. And I know that sounds simple, maybe even obvious, but stay with me because this is where most people fail without even realizing it. Your dog doesn't live in the past or the future. They don't worry about tomorrow's meeting or replay yesterday's argument. They exist completely in the present moment, right now, this second. And when you're with them physically, but your mind is somewhere else, scrolling through your phone, thinking about work, planning dinner, they feel that disconnect. They feel alone, even though you're right there. Let me tell you about Maria, who ran a dog rescue. She had resources, space, top-quality food, the best veterinary care. But the dogs weren't thriving. They were fed and safe, but something was missing. Then Maria attended a workshop on mindfulness and animal behavior. She realized she'd been caring for these dogs, but she hadn't been present with them. She was always thinking about the next task, the next problem to solve. She started spending just 10 minutes with each dog, doing absolutely nothing else. No phone, no mental to-do lists, just sitting with them, breathing, being fully there. The change was remarkable. Dogs who'd been shut down started engaging. Anxious dogs began to relax. It wasn't about more time, it was about presence. Compare that to a family with a beloved Labrador named Charlie. Beautiful home, big yard, everything materially. But both parents worked long hours, and when they were home, their minds were elsewhere. Charlie had developed constant pawing, bringing toys, barking, but he wasn't seeking attention. He was seeking presence. The moment this family started implementing truly present play with no distractions each evening, Charlie's behaviors disappeared. Understanding, present love. So how do you actually practice presence with your dog? It starts with a conscious choice to be fully where you are. When you're petting your dog, feel their fur under your fingers. Notice the warmth of their body. Observe how they respond. When you're walking them, don't just go through the motions while listening to a podcast. Watch them explore. Be curious about their world. Try this exercise tonight. Set a timer for just 5 minutes. Sit with your dog with absolutely nothing else competing for your attention. No phone, no TV, no book. Just you and them. You can pet them, talk to them, play gently, or simply sit together, but be completely present. Then come back and tell me in the comments what happened. I'm genuinely curious. The neuroscience behind this is fascinating. Dogs are experts at detecting congruence, the alignment between what you're doing and what you're feeling. When you're petting them but thinking about work, they sense that split. But when you're fully present, when your actions and attention are aligned, they feel safe, they feel seen, they feel loved in a way that transcends technique. Integrating everything. Think about the 12 methods we've covered, not as a checklist, but as expressions of present love. The oxytocin gaze only works if you're actually there behind your eyes. Intentional touch means nothing if your mind is elsewhere. Quality time requires presence by definition. The gifts of freedom, routine, and respect all require you to be attentive, to notice, to care enough to see what's actually happening. Here's a practical approach. Start with one method and practice it with full presence for a week. Maybe it's the eye contact exercise. Every day, just once, make that conscious, soft eye contact with your dog. Be there completely. The next week, add intentional touch. Week by week, layer in these practices, always with the foundation of presence. Don't try to be perfect. Your dog isn't looking for perfection. They're looking for you, the real you, fully there. Even if it's just for a few minutes a day, those few minutes of genuine connection will transform your relationship more than hours of distracted coexistence. The warning about perfectionism. There's a dark side to learning all of this. Some people become so obsessed with doing everything right that they develop anxiety about their relationship with their dog. They second-guess every interaction. Am I making eye contact correctly? Was that touch too brief? Did I miss a stress signal? And that anxiety disrupts presence. I knew a woman named Rebecca who loved her beagle Scout so much that after learning about dog behavior, she became hypervigilant. She analyzed every moment, worried constantly. And Scout felt that tension. Rebecca's anxiety became Scout's anxiety. The breakthrough came when her trainer said, "Scout doesn't need you to be perfect. He needs you to be peaceful." Your dog feels your energy more than they analyze your techniques. If you're stressed about whether you're loving them correctly, they feel that stress. So yes, learn these methods, practice them, but hold them lightly. You're going to make mistakes, days where you're distracted or impatient. That's okay. That's being human. And your dog loves you anyway. Your next step, pick one thing from everything we've talked about. Just one. Maybe it's the soft eye contact. Maybe it's 15 minutes of focused attention. Maybe it's learning to read your dog's body language. Choose one thing and commit to practicing it with presence for the next week. Start small, build slowly. Pay attention to what changes, not just in your dog, but in you. Because these practices don't just show your dog you love them. They deepen your capacity to love, to be present, to connect. Your dog already loves you unconditionally, but they do want to feel understood. They want to know that you see them, hear them, respect them, that you're willing to learn their language and speak it, even imperfectly. When you combine these 12 methods with genuine presence, your dog doesn't just know you care for them. They know they are truly, deeply, completely loved. Share your experience in the comments. Tell me which method you're starting with. I read every comment and I'll respond to yours. And if this video helped you understand your dog better, consider subscribing. There's so much more to explore about the incredible relationship between humans and dogs. Thank you for caring enough about your dog to watch this entire video. That alone tells me you're exactly the kind of person your dog is lucky to have. Now go be present with them. They're waiting.